We have just heard about one family story in dealing with autism, and as they said, every family story will be unique when coping with special needs. But one thing is consistent. There are special legal preparations and a structuring of resources that can and should be done to help get ready for the future. Joining me now is Mike Gilfix, the founder of the law firm Gilfix and Lepole Associates. Also with us is Mark Gilfix. They are not only attorneys, but special needs advocates, helping families create special trusts designed for the future needs of the children. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure. And you know, we were talking a little bit earlier, you guys were in this field and helping out for people much earlier than many people ever got into this thing. And so we're really glad that you're here to talk about it. Yeah. Mike, tell us a little bit in terms of starting out trying to go out helping people this way. What started it and how did it grow?
Well, I mean, the need is obvious, and your earlier segment pointed out the incredible growth in the number of individuals who are on the autism spectrum and suffer from other disabilities. So the question became in the legal community, you know, what do you do? How do you plan? And it was really in the 80s that this idea of a special needs trust that we'll talk about a little bit today, that it evolved. So again, trying to be really practical. What's a family to do when you have a child who's not going to be able to work? You don't know how they're going to be able to get along in life. And how do you structure things so you get government benefits and you have the safety net so that family resources are there to take care of the child? So it's just practical planning.
And we definitely want to get into this information. But one thing that the Iomura family talked about a little bit was sort of the denial that they went through at the beginning. Is that something that maybe families are reluctant to look for help?
Yeah, absolutely. And there are cultural differences. And we know that in some communities, some Asian communities, as they talked about, families they want their kids to be high achieving. They don't necessarily want to talk about their issues outside of the family. So it's good and it's bad that you have very tight-knit families that support each other, but there is kind of this reluctance to go out and get help. And that's why we've made a big effort to try to reach out to the community. We recently did a seminar where we offered a free seminar basically to educate the community about the options that are out there. And there are a lot of great resources, but there really is a sense of ignorance about the legal options available to families.
What's the top priority? What's the first thing that you kind of zero in on that probably not only is important for them, but maybe convinces them that they need to go forward with this?
You know, probably the overwhelming fear deals with housing. Like if I'm the parent and I'm gone, what in the world is going to happen with my child? Will there be housing? Will there be a placement that's appropriate? So again, this whole idea of structuring your estate plan, so that you do your living trust, but for the child who's disabled, again, having resources there to be sure that there'll be money, and to be practical, that there'll be money there to be sure that there'll be resources. If the child is going to live in your home, if you're going to try to have your home there, who's going to pay someone to be with your child? So again, if there's a key worry or fear, it's housing. Where is my child going to be? And that's the core of so much of the planning that we do.
Mark, I would think that it would be also difficult because, you know, if they have special needs, they probably have special expenses. And it might be a little bit more difficult for them to kind of gather the resources and do what it is that maybe a lot of other families might do more naturally. How do you get them to kind of look at it that way?
Well, so there's a couple of aspects. So it's an upfront expense to take steps to put a special needs trust into place. But the way we always want to talk to families about this is that it's a one-time, lifelong insurance policy. And when you think about all the expenses that you have now, those expenses are going to continue after you're gone. So you want to do everything that you can to make sure your child's covered. And special needs trusts are such powerful tools that allow your child to receive government benefits and all the resources that are available to them while still having, as Mike talked about, a lifelong financial safety net. So really when people see the big picture and how this all fits together, once they understand that, that's when they really take steps to put these plans into place.
You showed me a booklet earlier that you've put together that might make it a little bit more organized for people. Let's take a look at that book, and we can put information on how to reach you through our Facebook. People can contact through Asian Pacific America Facebook page. What is that book designed to do, real quickly?
You know, frankly, it's a book, very sexy title, Special Needs Trust Creation and Management Guide. Very sexy title. But you know, it's practical. And I'll tell you, it's very short. It's very readable, and we've been doing these trusts for 30 years, and I'll tell you, this short book answers about 85 to 90% of the questions that we get about special needs trusts. So it's readable, it's very short, so we're just making it available for no fee to your viewers. We normally sell it for a modest amount.
That's great. Thank you very much. Thank you for doing that, and thank you for being here on the show talking about it.
All right. Pleasure.
Well, the special games are coming to the Bay Area. See just how special they are next.